Welcome back to this tutorial series, laravel blog view. In our last video, we pulled our post to the backend as well as our categories. We created a folder that housed all our images and we linked up the storage. This video constitutes a major aspect of the entire tutorial series because here we are going to be binding the backend with the front end using Vue.js. So this is where we left off, and let's continue from here. In previous videos, we've created components, and this component consists of the admin side and the public side. This is where we're going to deal with right now because we've done a lot in the admin side, which is the backend. We're going to do a lot in the public section now, and quite rightly in this blog section. So right now the public home component is empty, as well as the master component, and what is responsible for what you can see on the front end right now is inside this home.blade.php. So we're going to take all these things out and allow Vue to do the work. So here I'm just going to remove all this, cut them out, and replace them with a Vue component, and that Vue component is home main. And why am I doing that? I'll show you the home and the side of the admin, which is pointing to the master file for the admin and the master file for the public, which is the blog section of this project. So this is the component we're going to be injecting into this place, and with that everything should just work as expected. Now let's go back to the master file, which is where we're going to do the route view from. So I'll just do a template here. Let's call this public main, and in here router view. Okay, and call this name public master. For now, let's leave that. This is serving as a platform for where this home component is going to sit. So in this home component, the things that I just cut out from the home.blade is what I'll paste in here right now. Okay, another thing we can do is to a little bit divide the component, because this component is large. So we have a sidebar component, and we can divide this public home into two parts. This part, so let's quickly go there and see. Okay, so apparently it's not showing anymore because we're not done yet, but you discover that we have two parts. There's a part like this, there's a part here, and then there's a sidebar here. So I'll divide that sidebar now into another component. Let's call this public home. Okay, components. Okay, and here let's say import sidebar from public blog sidebar. Okay, and then import this in here. Okay, and let's ensure that that's correct. Blog sidebar. Okay, so the blog sidebar is this part where you have 4 in the div. I'll take it out and I'll write sidebar. And paste it right here. So it repeats. Okay. Let's see how we're doing there. Okay, it's still not working. The inspector is always our friend when it comes to JavaScript. So let's see what's going on. Apparently there is nothing. Let's keep working and hopefully we'll be able to get this through. Yeah, so we remember that we have to inject our ID roots from what was specified here. Vue has not been injected yet, and that's why we're getting all that issues. So the element to inject this is any element with the ID root, preferably immediately after the body section. So just like we did for the admin side of it, we'll do the same here. So I'll just add all this, one div immediately after the body, and call it root. Okay, it's still not working. It's this particular script where you have the app.js in the JavaScript folder, and with that now I believe that should work perfectly. So let's see. Okay, okay, so that works just fine. So let's just do a quick recap of all that we've talked about in this video. So first of all, we took out some stuff inside the home.blade and we moved them to Vue component for Vue to handle the front end. And after that, in our public home component, we brought in the stuff removed from the home.blade file, and then we also sectioned this particular file into two components, the posts and the sidebar, and this is the sidebar component right here. And that concludes this aspect of this tutorial. In the next one, we're going to look at the actual binding between the back end and the front end. See you in the next.